Hi, McKnight.
Hello, how are you?
I am well. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Oh my gosh, it's such a pleasure to have a multi Grammy nominated artist on my Insta Live. What's going on? How are you coping with this pandemic, man? Are you stuck in the house?
You know what's interesting? My wife and I, this is pretty much the way that we live anyway. When I'm
Yeah.
not on the road, because she's on the road with me too, we're
Okay.
home. We're
Mm-hmm.
home. We live on the golf course. Everybody knows how much I love to play golf, so I can just go right in the backyard and play. So not that much has changed. Now
Must be nice.
for the kids, it's a little
Mm-hmm.
different. You know,
Yeah.
our daughter was actually in Italy when this all happened. She was studying abroad. She's in her junior year of college, so
Okay.
she's home with us,
Mm-hmm.
and it's horrible for her because she's not around her friends and
Yeah.
she's gotten used to being away at school. But
Mhm.
you know, our parents are here. The six of us have family dinner every night. We're trying to look at this as
Nice.
positively as we possibly can.
Okay. Yeah, that's good
Staying
stuff.
staying safe, and when we do have to go out, we take all the precautions we can, not only to not get infected ourselves, but not to infect anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's most important. That you know, we when we do venture out, seeing all the people that are still out, not with masks on, not
I
with gloves
know.
on, is crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
them saying that no big deal, but it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And, a lot of people, they are misled. I'm not sure what news reports they're listening to, but we get cut ins every day from not only the president, of course, but our governor and our mayor just telling people, you got to stay home. And when I do make my essential trip or two, once or twice out of the week, people are out in droves. And I'm like,
Yes.
what are you guys doing?
You
The
know what I
long
think it
night?
is? It's
Don't.
funny because we were watching World War Z yesterday
Uh
with
huh.
Brad Pitt, and
Yeah.
because people aren't zombies out there eating people, I think that
Hmm.
we've become desensitized. If it's not that crazy, then
Hmm.
it can't be that bad. But I'm telling you that it's
It's,
that bad. It's
yeah.
not as bad as people eating people, but it's just as bad because people are, if anyone's dying, it's bad.
Oh,
And
yeah,
people are dying every
absolutely.
day in the thousands. And you know, until we can get a handle on this, this is our lives for the imminent future.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, because what it's doing to our economy is crazy. What it's doing
Mm.
to our lives is crazy. We never thought in our wildest imaginations that this could possibly happen. This is the thing of movies, of fairy tales, of
Yeah.
bad fairy tales.
So
Uh,
surreal.
yeah,
Like I wake up every day and I almost don't even like turning on the news because we get these reports of how many deaths each day and how many
yeah,
new cases, and it can be quite depressing. But you know what, we have to cope. And the thing is that we're in this together. It does
right,
not discriminate. Young people are dying, black people, white people, rich people, poor people. So we are indeed in this together, but
right.
we have to stop being knuckleheads and stay home.
Well, if they would have done that in December when I first heard about this, we'd be so past. You know, we could talk about what should have been done, what could have
Yeah.
been done. Not to mention one of my songs, should have, would have, could have, but it's true. But here we are, and we have to do everything we possibly can
Yeah.
collectively. I know it's
Yeah.
hard to get that train moving in one direction, but it's for the health of our entire, not just our country, not even just our cities, but the entire
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, yeah. And unfortunately, I live in Cook County here in Chicago. It's the biggest county that encompasses Chicago, of course. And 23% of Cook County's population is African American. However, more than 50% of the COVID cases are African Americans. And those are alarming stats. So
You know,
alarming.
when you look at the numbers, it really makes you think.
Hmm.
So as a people, and people in general, and I don't
Yeah,
want to single anybody out
yeah,
and get anybody's blood pressure up, but that's why you got to stay home. That's why
yeah.
you got to do everything you possibly can. And I know it's terrible. I know I'm one of the lucky ones that has my whole family here with me. For those
Hmm.
people who are alone, I know it's hard. I know it's got to be tough, but that's why we have things like this. You know, you can see us do this. There's lots of
Yeah.
artists online. There's lots of information out there to keep yourself informed. And
Hmm.
hopefully it won't be much longer
I know.
because our
Fingers
country and our
crossed.
economy can't handle that. So we're
Yeah,
going to
not
have to
at
get a
all.
handle on this at some point. So,
Not at all.
you know, just
Yeah.
trust in that and every day find a positive. Find something positive in every day.
Yes, sir. Now, you were supposed to be here in Chicago last month on March
Yes.
28th, to be exact.
Yeah.
That has been postponed. How do you continue to hone your craft? Do you have virtual jam sessions with your band?
Not with the band necessarily. I haven't really done much as far as my career goes
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a little conflicted about, you know, I want to do something for my fans. I want to be there for them, but I don't
Yeah.
want it to be about me. I don't want to. Sometimes it can look like people are doing it like, oh, I have this captive audience. Let me capitalize on this, even if it's just to. Again, I'm not singling anybody out. I'm sure everybody has their reasons for it. I'm just talking about me as a person. I'm finding it very difficult to walk on that fine line between because I've, you know, before this happened, I was doing that for my fans, and
Yeah.
it wasn't about anything other than just, you know, showcasing what I can do and giving something back. I will do something. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do something special for those people that love what I do, as opposed to doing something every day or over posting. Or
Yeah.
not that I'm saying that anybody's doing that. That's not what I'm saying. I was talking
Yeah.
about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And really I'm really just focusing on my family here. You
Okay.
know, I'm really, you know, taking this opportunity to love on those folks that are closest to me, and they're right here in the house for the first time in a long time. So that's
And
what I'm.
that's good, and that's a great priority to have. All right, let's talk about music, Brian McKnight.
Okay.
First of all, you know you're one of my favorite artists. If you didn't know, now you know.
Thank you.
Been rocking with you since beginning of time, since day go. You've got a new single out called Nobody.
Yeah.
And man, hold on, let me show you what I was doing. When I watched the video, Brian McKnight, this was me. I'm not even kidding you. Like, just thinking about the video, I'm tearing up right now because that is one of the best videos ever. That's
Oh,
your
thank
real
you.
wife in that video, right?
That's my real wife and our real wedding. That was our wedding in 2017. And it's funny, if you've been to one of my shows in the last 3 years, I had that footage behind one of the other songs. I never put it out on a global sort of scale. If you came to the show, you could see it, and it was a great moment. So when we were trying to figure out the visual for this, I asked my wife, the president of the label actually had the idea. Claude Villani said, why don't you use that footage from the wedding? And we were very, again, walking that fine line. Do we capitalize on this footage that we know is truly amazing? Do
Yeah.
we share this with the world on this kind of scale? And my wife agreed. And we made that. We found some other footage, not the same footage that we had, but we had hours and hours of this footage
Yeah.
that whole day was the greatest day of my life, period.
Mm-hmm.
And because this song is what it is, what I'm basically saying is that the way it should be, that I'm not going to touch anybody. I'm not going to think about anybody. I'm not going to look at anybody. It's you. There's nobody else in this world for me but you. And I wanted the whole world to know that. And of course, I've been saying that since we met. But this was
Mm-hmm.
the fruition of all of those years we've been together and now our marriage, and to see that what we post, the way we live, is real.
Mm-hmm.
It's every day. I wake up, I'm the happiest man in the world. I go to bed as the happiest man who ever lived, because, you know, this woman came into my life and changed me
Yeah.
completely.
I'll be nobody's man but yours.
That's right.
Woo! As a woman, hearing a man sing that, Brian McKnight, let me
Yeah.
tell you. Woo! Ladies, I know you can feel me. I know you can feel me. Amazing song. The
Thank you.
video is just aesthetically gorgeous. And I'm just really happy for you guys. You're still newlyweds, technically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and we
technically.
always will be. It could be
Yeah.
20 years, we'll still be newlyweds.
Oh,
That's how we live. Yeah.
I love that. Now, that house in the video, is that your house, Brian McKnight?
No, that is not my house.
Woo, I was about to say, if
That
that
is
was your
the.
house, I wouldn't mind being in a pandemic either. That's a
But
beautiful home.
I will tell you, it is a fairy tale castle in New York that
Okay.
some friends of mine
Woo.
owned, and they allowed us to be there and to have our wedding there with our closest friends and family. And it was a fairy tale. I wanted to give my wife a fairy tale wedding because that's what she deserves. And we had it, and it was in New York in December, right around New Year's, and it snowed the next morning. We could not have asked for a better template for
Yeah.
the fruition of our love.
Yeah. That homeboy, I'm telling you, if I wouldn't have any problem staying in the house for months
Now,
with
don't
that
get me
type of home.
wrong. Don't worry. Our house is awesome.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
It's just not that house.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Video, by the way, you can check that out at v103.com. So what's next, Brian McKnight? What's going on post-pandemic?
We haven't canceled that many shows. We postponed almost all the shows we were going to do, so I can't wait to get back and see everybody on the road.
Okay.
But this record is just about mixed and finished. I put out 4 singles for this album. This is the
Yeah.
4th one.
Uh-huh.
In June, I think it's the 23rd. Don't quote me that the Exodus album will be released, and this will probably be my last album of original music. I think 20 is a good round number, and there's I think I've done this way since I was 19, and I think I'm ready for the next chapter of my life is going to be. And I put everything I possibly could musically into the making of this album.
Good stuff. Any collabos or any info you can give to a Beyonce Fox in Chicago before the rest of the world knows?
No, I get that people love to do collabos, and they are wonderful. I've done some great ones in my career, but this is me speaking as an artist. I still think that the people that love to hear me want to hear Brian McKnight.
Yeah.
And I still think I'm good enough to be on a song by myself. Not that other people don't think that they are. I'm just saying that I feel that way about me, and I'm selfish with my art, and I want it to be me. I am my favorite artist to write and produce for. Period.
Oh, I love it. You have every right to say that. You've got hit after hit. I love it.
That's the way I began. That's the way I've done it, and I'm very selfish about the art that I create, and it's just me. Another album of just me.
Just you and the piano, right?
And a guitar and a bass and a drum here and there, yeah.
Full band. Now, I had a conversation with John Legend, and we were talking about these battles that you're seeing on Instagram.
Right.
Have you seen any of those?
I've heard Tyrese and I were talking about this phenomenon, this press play thing, the versus that's going on, and he was trying to get me to participate in one of those. I think it's great that people are doing that. I think it's funny on some levels. I think it's a great way to showcase in one place everything that you've done. So they're just trying to come up with the right person for me to do that with. So
well, I think you would be great with John Legend, because you guys both are these balladeers. You both play the piano. You're both so awesome. I think that would be a nice little matchup.
That might be.
Yeah.
That might be.
Let's see what happens with
Let's see what happens. Okay.
Okay. What else you got going on? Anything outside of music that interests you, that you're quietly working on while we're quarantined?
Well, I'll tell you what, my wife and I have been talking about something that we're really going to announce probably this weekend that we're doing, because we just want to do more to help. Okay. And there's a couple of things that have happened during this pandemic with some children that we really, really want to help them out. So stay tuned to my Instagram, Brian McKnight 23, and my wife's Leilani 211, because we'll have a really important announcement coming this weekend about some things that we're going to do to help out, and maybe you want to join us with that too, so stay tuned.
Okay, will do. Hey, one more thing before I let you go, Brian McKnight. I've always wanted to sing with a Grammy-nominated artist. If you could just oblige me for just a sec and join in. One last cry before I leave it all behind. I gotta put you out of my mind this time. Oh!
Stop living life.